Hello everyone, it's Matt here, and in a change to the usual format of games and Lego and one or two other things, it's actually a partwork I've been collecting, which is Star Wars Build Your Own R2-D2. This is published by D'Agostini, as you can see there, and these are moderately good magazines. The end uh, section is actually the parts that you get in the magazine and what you do with them, but the most of it is actually articles on the thing itself. So we have designs of stormtroopers and troopers, aesthetics, uh, bits on droids obviously, so there's various droids in various things. So we have some of the welder droids and maintenance droids, and this is about the 3PO and TC series ones, which are protocol droids. We've got various other things, and this covers up everything from the original series to the new films and also the animated versions as well. And we've got a bit of history as well about androids and robotics and about electronics in general and various things as well. So this is actually a really nice magazine, even if you're not just a Star Wars fan. But anyway, magazines are part of what you buy, but the predominantly thing you're buying it for is actually the actual droid parts itself. So, but before that, I'm not going to show you the droids first. The first thing I'm going to show you is a bag, because the bag is huge. This is the bag. This is what it's been shipped in, but this is actually all the rubbish, including the bag itself. But this is all the rubbish you get just from 4 issues. And this includes a bag of the parts. So there's a bag for the parts. Issues in shops. Essentially, this is just the same thing, just wrapped up in an outer wrapper. So that's an outer bag for the magazine. Then you get a bag for the parts. Any sub bags for sub parts, so screws and nuts are in individual bags. So you get that small rubbish for recycling, and there's just a whole lot that's generally. And this is only from 4 issues, and there's 100 issues, I believe. So this is up to issue 20, and essentially every 4 issues there's been a bag of this. So it's a good job. This is actually recyclable, and it's fairly eco-friendly. Obviously it's plastic and metal, and obviously got the production, but at least the packaging of it, or at least this part of the packaging, is sort of eco-friendly. And I'm going to start off with the head, because that's the bulk of what's been assembled so far, and you get a little stand with it, and I've just got to make sure that's in camera. No, it's not. So we're going to move the camera up now. There we go. And here is the head of R2-D2. Now this is a fairly sizable thing, as you can see. This is my hand, so it's a reasonable size. This is supposed to be half scale. So this is the entire width of R2-D2 as on the extreme edges here. So then there would be the edges of R2-D2's main body. So obviously this is where the actual body is. So this rotates on top of the body itself. So as you can see, it's a fairly large item, but even though it's half-sized, it's still fairly big. So obviously it's something to be aware of. Now, obviously this is 20 issues worth of parts, so obviously we're still not complete on the head, but we're a good way there. We're still a couple of pieces missing from here to fill in the next layer, or the third layer going down, because you have 1, 2 and then 3, and then obviously that's got to then have a metal frame underneath for structural integrity, and also to attach other parts. And it's essentially just a screw and nut job on everything. So there's a nut to keep the which goes onto a special molding on the plastic, whether it's nut shaped or just like a recess or channel for the nut. And then there's obviously a screw. Now some of this is actually screwed on from the top down, and some of it's actually from screwed underneath with the nuts on top. So this third layer, for example, has screws on top going down through the metal to fit onto nuts which are holding the plastic in, and this second layer actually has the nuts on top with the screw underneath holding up the metal frame to actually support the next layer. So it's a really nice and simple build, but again, it's still fairly structurally strong. This feels strong enough. The third layer, I see, it hasn't got a supporting thing under it, but the rest of it feels really strong. The stand does wobble, so that's why the head is moving. It's not because I'm actually distorting it. It's actually just because the thing wobbles. But it's really nice. There's actually ball bearings in the top, so when R2-D2's head moves, it's a really nice smooth movement. But anyway, there's more than just the head to it, and let's have a look at the next section. Here is everything, the rest of the so here's the rest of the R2-D2 part work I've collected so far. So we have the bulk of the left leg, I believe it's the left leg here, and we've got various parts as well. So we've got bits of electronics and displays, as well as bits of the frame and all the screws and nuts and a few other bits and pieces. And then we have some of the other bits which haven't fit anywhere else. So we've got, for example, a battery box here, which you can use to test the electronics with, and you also get a screwdriver. This is just a standard crosshead screwdriver, which fits all the screws of the kit, or the part work, or the part work kit, depending on what you like to call it. Obviously, issue 19 I've left it in the bag for now because there's not much point actually taking it out. But as you can see, it's even down nut and screw connection, even down to the actual leg assembly itself. There's actually just 5 screws holding this all together. So you've got the plate there with the 4 screws holding together the 4 parts of the leg, and then there's another one there keeping the end bit together. And it's a fairly strong structure. It's a little weak at the top here because there's no reinforcement, and so there's only really held together by these two bits here in the place, as well as the actual just wedging of the actual design. So there's a little cutout here and a little cutout there that the other piece fits into. So overall, it's a really nice, looks like it's going to be a really nice strong build, but with 4 issues every month or so, because it's one every week, it does take a long time to assemble. So obviously this is at the stage so far. Obviously I think with the next 4 issues the head will be complete, as well as possibly a few other bits and pieces. So anyway, this is a quick snapshot review of what's currently going on with the build your own R2-D2 part work, and hopefully I'll be continuing this in the future. But I'm Matt, and I'll see you in the next video.